You're listening to BK Presents on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Hello, everyone. My name is BK International Talent Scout. I'm bringing a brand new show to you called BK Presents. 30 minutes, non-stop, your favorite in gospel music. Studio sessions, going deep into interviews with your favorite artists, producers, and their engineers. You and your music. Concert previews and concert reviews. Get it all on bkpresents.com. Hello, everybody. This is BK International Talent Scout, host of BK Presents Radio Podcast, aired on Rainier Avenue Radio World. The one announcement: we need you to donate to Rainier Avenue Radio. You can donate on Venmo, or you could go to Rainier Avenue Radio, or you can go to rainieravenueradio.world and donate. Yes, we need your financial support on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. You can do a one-time donation of $100, $50, $25, $10. We really need your help to support all our programming that's aired free on Rainier Avenue Radio. So let's get to the show. Today we're going to be talking about what can the church do to help immigrants. I went a couple of weeks ago, I went to a church and they did a whole presentation and it was really good. And this was one of the first questions they asked at the presentation at this church in Skyway. How can the church protect undocumented people who are afraid to attend worship service because of ICE? And so that whole thing just really woke me up. And so today we're going to be talking about know your rights. And we're going to help people to know their rights. And we're just going to go through this outlet and this leaflet talking about knowing your rights. So no matter if you're an immigrant status, you have rights under the U.S. Constitution, whether you are at home or in public. To know your rights and how you interact with ICE or federal immigration enforcement officers, number one, you don't have to open the door. If someone comes to your home or another private space and says, hey, they're with ICE or CBP or immigration enforcement, you don't have to let them in unless they have a warrant signed by a judge. Let's go back over that again. You don't have to let ICE agents into your home if they don't have a warrant signed by a judge. You also have a right to remain silent. You have the right to remain silent, and you don't have to answer questions without your attorney present. This is so important that you don't give out information. You don't get compelled to give out information. You need your attorney to be present. You can speak to a lawyer or a consultant or advocate. You can call a statewide hotline number, the Washington State Immigrant Solidarity Network. And that phone number is 1-844-723737. There's a consultant advocate hotline number that you can call. It's 1-844-724-3737. Now, it's probably wise to call before you encounter an ICE agent, but we're giving out information to encourage people. You don't have to sign anything. You can say out loud, you will not sign anything without the presence of your lawyer. You can record and document what's going on, or someone with you can record and document. You have the right to take photos, record video, and the right down any details from an encounter, such as an officer's badge number, agency information, time, and copy of the warrant. And you can get prepared. You can create a safety plan for you, your family, and your friends. It's so important that you guys do these things in advance before you encounter an ICE agent. Now, I can't say the business, but I can tell you there is a business where people go there to eat in the Federal Way area, and it was just kind of heartbreaking because these workers were getting off of work. It was closed, and the workers actually stayed inside the building. They did not come out of the building until their ride came up. It was just kind of like, wow. Another wow moment is a lot of different residents, Hispanic and different people, they're not even giving people eye contact anymore in the community as you're walking down the street. I even seen instances where it's like three women holding hands. There was a mom holding the hands of their kids, and they're just like walking through the town, and they're not giving no eye contact. You could literally see the scariness and the frightness in their eyes, just in their body language and the energy. So, as a church, we have a right to protect undocumented immigrants. Legal Defense Network provides critically needed legal presentation to low-income residents, students, and workers who are in immigration detention, facing deportation, or at risk because of their immigration status. Our current legal partners are Northwest Immigrant Rights Project, in partnership with the legal, well, there, that's the Spanish name. So it's called the Northwest Immigrant Rights Project Network. To see if you are eligible for free legal services, call one of these organizations. So the numbers that you can call are 206 931 1514. If you're Hispanic speaking, you can call that number. English or Hispanic, you can call Northwest Immigrant Rights Project 206 816 3870. So this is an organization that you can call and see if you're eligible for the services. You can also contact the Seattle Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs, and their phone number is 206 727 8515. Again, you can contact the Seattle Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs. Their phone number again is 206 727 8515. Also, we want to give a shout out to Derek Wheeler, the director of the Office of Civil Rights. They're also getting involved in this battle, and he wrote a letter to the community. I'm not going to read the whole letter, I'm just going to read parts of it. And you can contact Derek Wheeler Smith Director of Seattle Office for Civil Rights. You can send someone out to your church, to your community. So the letter starts out, Dear community, in Seattle, we recognize that anti-Blackness is the bias of systematic oppression in America, and that the DEI efforts, along with attacks on immigrants, refugees, transgender rights, are deeply interconnected. The second paragraph says Seattle has some of the strongest civil rights protection in the country and is home to the Race and Social Justice Initiative, first in the United States to make sure city programs, policies, and budgets create racially equitable outcomes. Next paragraph. Our office enforces laws against discrimination in housing, employment, public spaces, and contracting. If you have been harassed in any way, you can call their office. So look up Derek Wheeler, Office of Seattle Civil Rights. As the federal government attempts to roll back progress on equal rights, we are committed to doing our part. The City of Seattle will continue to focus on civil rights and racial equality, enforcing these values. Stay at the center of our work. Together, we can build a city where everyone is respected for who they are, and equitable opportunities and true belonging. So reach out to Derek Wheeler Smith. He is the director of Seattle Office for Civil Rights. All right, now to the next. Know your rights against discrimination, and he put out some information. Washington state law protects you from discrimination based on immigration and citizen status. Illegal discrimination could look like threatening you or calling you names because someone thinks you are an immigrant. Not good. Refusing to serve you at a business because you look like an immigrant. Again, not good. Firing or lowering your position, not hiring you based on your status, even though you legally work in the United States. Not good. Treating you differently than United States citizens at work or in public in harmful ways. Still not good. Refusing to rent a home or apartment to you because of the citizenship status. Refusing to make business contracts with you because of your citizen status. So, hey, if you need help from the Seattle Office of Civil Rights, here's their address, 810 3rd Avenue, Suite 750, Seattle, Washington, 98104. Or you can call them directly, 206-684-4500. And just coming on to the close of this, now I'm going to go to my next handout, and the next handout, he can pull it up right here. Now, this was interesting. All this information right here. We're going to be talking about teaching, interpreting, and changing laws. So in this handout, it's a community alert. And I read this and I was like, wow. So let's go with the opening paragraph. The Trump administration's registration requirement for most undocumented immigrants is another hateful tactic in its campaign to cause panic and fear throughout the country, throughout the community, throughout your city. The Department of Homeland Security has been clear that the central purpose of registration is to gather information about all non-citizens and use this information to locate, apprehend, remove them as quickly as possible. The new registration requirements came into effect April 11th, 2025. April 11th, 2025. What is registration? Registration is a process of notifying the government of your presence in the U.S. as a non citizen. The requirement to register in our immigration laws, but has been barely used. President Trump announced that they will use the requirements of all non citizens. The law requires all non citizens over the age of 14 to remain in the U.S. 30 days or more to register. The law instructs parents to register those under 14. The law requires people to register before the 30-day period ends. The government posted a new form on USCIS website for those that are not yet registered. You have to use form G-325R. Is there a new form? The government created a whole new form, G-325R. Form G-325R went into effect on April 11th, 2025. It can only be accessed and submitted online. There is no other way to submit this form, and the form is in English. A person must create an online account with USCIS to submit this form, which requires an email address. This form is only for those that are not already registered or cannot register by filing a different application. While the laws seem to say people should register within the first 30 days of entering the U.S., the government has given a deadline to comply with the new rule. Many people do not need to submit the form. See number 4. If if I register with the new form, will I have permission to stay in the US? No. Registration does not grant permission to stay in the United States once you register. The government will know you if you are. If you do not have permission to stay, DHS says they will take steps to deport. Am I already registered? You might be. Many people have had contact with immigration officials, ICE agents submitting applications are already registered following the count of registration. This is good information here. A green card. If you are a permanent resident, you are registered. A work permit. This stuff is important. Even if it is now expired, if you have employment authorization card for any reason, you're registered. An I-94. If you got an I-94 document or received an I-94 electronically when you entered the United States, you are already registered. This includes entries with parole, or the visa. If you got an I-94 when you got status such as non-immigration, you are registered. An NTA, if you were issued a notice to appear in immigration court, you are registered. If you were issued an order to show cause or referral to the immigration judge, you're registered. A border crossing card, a landing permit as a crew member. So all these things make you registered. Man, this is just a lot of information, y'all, and I hope it's really helping you. Here we go. Number 5. I'm not already registered. Do I register? There are many ways to submit the new Form G-325R. You should speak to a qualified immigration attorney. That goes back to the information. It's really important, you guys. It's really important to contact a immigration lawyer, consultant, or advocate. Again, the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network. Here's the number: 1-844-243737. They will help you. So it's so important to contact the lawyer, an immigration lawyer, so that they can advocate for you. And there's some other numbers in that pamphlet that I gave you. You may already be registered and don't know it. Talk to an immigration attorney before deciding. I am eligible for an immigration status. Am I eligible for immigration status or benefit? Certain immigration documents count as registration. If you qualify for immigration benefits such as adjustment of status, you might want to apply for the benefit now because it might count as registration. It is important that immigration check up with the trusted legal services providers to find out. You can find a nonprofit organization near you that can help. And I gave you those numbers of, like, you can call the Office of Civil Rights for help to get connected. And that number is 206-684-4500. Daniel, how many minutes do I have left? Okay, I got 5 minutes left. Man, this really moved me. This whole thing about having to register. And it's important that all the churches help undocumented immigrants, people that are challenged. MC Light made a strong statement, even for African Americans and for Africans. If you have a passport, keep it with you. Like a passport card or your passport, keep it with you because that says that you are a citizen of the U.S. So the reason why I had to do this show is because we care, the churches care, and we wanted to give out information how you can get help. We wanted to give out information how churches can give help because ICE agents are in the area and they are making arrests. And so it's so important that you prepare in advance before of any kind of encounter. So please let us as a church community help our neighbors that are in need. And that's why I had to take out time to do this show about knowing your rights in communicating or encountering ICE agents in our community. Um, yeah, it was a hard pill to swallow, but we got a lot of work to do. And we're going to do that work and keep our community safe, keep the information flowing both ways. We're going to come up with some victories. So we're going to be reaching out to some of these organizations and bringing them in so that they can talk to you and you can see them and hear them, touch them, communicate with them, and they want to communicate with you so that you can feel safe in the Seattle area, King County area, and Washington State. This is BK International Talent Scout of BK Presents Radio Podcast, aired on Rainier Avenue Radio World. You can see my show every Sunday at 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m., Fridays at 9 a.m. Yeah. Contact us if you have any questions. You can email me. We want to reach out to you. We're going to be doing more of these shows. We're going to get people from the organizations. And remember, we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Seattle, for checking out the show with BK Presents on Rainier Avenue Radio. It's been our pleasure. But listen, we want to connect with you. Maybe you have some takeaways from the show that you would like to let us know about. You can do that in two ways. You can go on Twitter and follow us at BK Presents, or email us bkpresents@gmail.com. Once again, that's bkpresents@gmail.com. Until next time, we look forward to hearing from you again on BK Presents. This is Marquise Franklin, the producer of BK Presents, and that is our time for today. We want to say thank you for listening to the show, and if you'd like to hear the entirety of this episode and more, visit bkpresents.com. Also subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Google Play. BK Presents, promoting the good news in contemporary fashion.